All right. The Soft Lock is a segment on the podcast where one of our mega marks from Patreon gives us a topic to discuss, a question to answer, something to debate. It's a question of the week with a fancy name. And as always, it is brought to you by our friends over at Dubby. Make sure to use code GameMarksPod to save yourself 10% over at Dubby.gg. Do what me and John should have done and get yourself some jitterless free energy, because we definitely needed it. We've been slipping the tongue all night. Slip of the tongue, not slipping the tongue. See, needed it there. Oh, the Soft Lock question comes from the man who is in the chat right now. That is one Mr. Sean.
I'm so glad this is live.
Tecker. Tacker's question is, this may have already been asked, but it's been on my mind. What is the most disappointed game rental that you've had? I remember plenty of boxes at Blockbuster had awesome box art and trash gameplay when you booted it up. Ooh, that's tough.
I know mine.
Really? You got that quick?
Spider-Man 3.
You know?
And this is why. I played 2. I rented 2. I loved it so much. This was when I was in my stage where it was a Friday night. I did not feel like doing shit. I would go to Blockbuster. I would rent a game and a movie. I would go home, hang out by myself, because I love doing that and I don't like people.
So glad that we do a podcast in front of people live on YouTube.
Sometimes you just need to hang out, you know? I would watch the movie and then the movie would be over and I would play the game for the entire weekend. You know, whether it was summer or winter break from college, or I don't know, maybe even younger. Spider-Man 2 was so good, and I remember it was a little older, and I was like, I never gave it a shot. I played 1. They made such good changes for Spider-Man 2 that I tried it out. I loved it. I beat it in like 2 days. I grinded the shit out of it. I went back to Blockbuster like 2 days later, returned it, got Spider-Man 3. I sat on it for like maybe a day, and I put it in, and I was like, okay, it's the same game. I really don't feel like going through this grind again. Like, it's kind of like, I just put all that time into this. Do I really want to keep going? I didn't. I think I played maybe an hour, said this is the same thing as the last one, and then back the next day.
I'm stuck between 2. So there was a Star Wars game. It's called Masters of Terras. It was
Lego Star Wars is another one for me. Sorry.
So I feel like the Lego Star Wars games are either hit or miss. Like, either you love them or you just
overbearing.
It's a Star Wars fighter game, Masters of Terras, I think it was called, and it was just not what I wanted it to be at all, and it just was slow, and like it was a very like methodical fighting game. Like, you really had to pick your spots, and that's just like not what I was hoping that it was going to be. But it looked so cool. And the other one that I came to mind, another fighting game, was, did you ever play the Fight Club video game?
I have not.
Oh,
I've seen it.
Boy, that's bad too.
No desire.
That's bad too. Yeah. Technically, it's a fighting game.
Technically. Okay.
Nah, I don't think. You
have an episode of OMG coming up.
I don't think it counts, though. I don't think it counts. No, I got my episode of OMG. I know what I'm doing already. Okay. Oh, man. Yeah, but guys, let us know. Tecker asked a real good question here. What is the most disappointed you had ever been in a game rental?